All right, welcome to the Fantasy Six Pack Hour. It is opening day, everyone. Let's get into some action here and talk about kind of went down. That's pretty much all we got. Be right back.
The Fantasy Six Pack Hour with your hosts Joe Bob and AJ Applegarth.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the Fantasy Six Pack Hour. My name is Joe Bond, founder of FantasySixPack.net. AJ is unfortunately not here tonight, not feeling so good. So just me and Corey. Not just me and Corey. Corey's awesome. What's going on, man?
I am good. Hope AJ starts feeling better here. See him a little bit maybe, but yeah, I'm good. Good opening day. Your team, you're decked out. Your team's successful. My team, not decked out as much as you, and also not as successful. So
yeah,
it happens.
Yeah,
long.
It's just one game. It's just one game, but hey, I'll cheers to the six bombs. That was pretty
an
awesome.
IPA? I thought you were. What are you drinking there?
Voodoo Ranger. Yeah, I'm gonna celebrate on opening day.
Yeah, go Orioles.
Let's go for it. Ooh, that's been in my fridge for a while. You can taste that. Oh, that's yummy. All right, before we jump into it though, let's remind everybody while you're here, hit that subscribe button, that like button, leave those comments. We love hearing from you. In fact, we got a comment in the room right now from Jamie. Baseball started, huh? Yeah. Yep, that's right, man. Baseball opening day. Most exciting baseball day of the year. Mm-hmm. And then it goes all downhill from here. I'm not going to lie.
Your Cleveland team in baseball is quite good, Jamie. So we know that the football team, not always so good. Watch the baseball team.
Yeah. All right. So where do you want to start first, man? Maybe some of these prospects that made the opening day rosters. You know, this was in between our last show and today. So first one that comes to mind, Cam Smith. I don't know if you saw that video, man. That was awesome. I mean, dude was like balling in the locker room, brought in his parents and his family and stuff, man. Like that's what it's all about. Like that was good stuff. But what do we expect from Cam Smith? I mean, he's young. If I recall, like he has zero AAA experience.
Yeah, right? I think he has 30 games. I'm not even sure he has 30 games, maybe slightly less than 30 games in the minor leagues. He got drafted last summer by the Cubs, actually. And then the Kyle Tucker trade, it was Isaac Paredes was the big league name in that, and Hayden Wesneski was the pitcher, but Cam Smith was the prospect that the Astros got in return. And the talk was, I think we all expected not this year, likely. I certainly didn't expect him up at this point. Maybe by the middle of the season. I remember writing the top 10 third base prospects back in December, and I mentioned Cam Smith, and I thought, he'll be up, maybe by the end of the year we'll see him. But he forced the Astros hand here. I got the Dodgers on in the background.
Yeah.
But forced the Astros hand. And so then it was, well, where's he going to play? Because he plays third, and they just traded for Paredes. And even moving Altuve to the outfield, they want Dubon at second, but they started playing him at right field at the end. So that's when we thought, okay, well, maybe there's a chance here. And starting right fielder opening day, got a single in his very first at bat. Congratulations to Cam Smith. And I have him in a couple fantasy leagues. I'm pretty happy about it. I don't think I played him in any of them today because I just wanted to see what their lineup looked like. But yeah, I'm excited for Cam Smith. I think there's 20 plus home runs in that bat already this season.
Yeah, I happened to pick him up only in one spot. It was Raz Slam. I was pretty shallow at like corner infielder and third base. I mean, 42-man rosters, you're just picking up whoever. I think it was around like round 30, 31, which was early at that point for taking him. I was like, you know what? There's nobody else on the board that's even got remotely close to the upside this guy has. If he doesn't make the roster, I just drop him in like a week. There's 2 waiver periods. The first waiver period's like April 8th or something like that. So it's like if he doesn't make the roster, I just cut him on April 8th and I don't worry about it. But if he makes the roster, That's a slam dunk. That's a home run hit, man. Pick. So that was good. Moving over here, and of course we got Chad in the comments. I'm sure he'll mention some stuff here, but Christian Campbell obviously made the roster as well. Kind of saw the writing on the wall there when Devers was not going to be ready to play the field. They shifted Bregman over to third, and then it left a gaping hole at second base, and boom, slide in Campbell. Thoughts there on Campbell for you?
Yeah, so Campbell was at this time last year was kind of a no-name who went to I believe he went to Driveline at the time and worked on getting some more bat speed, and then put up far and away the best minor league season. Started at high A, went to double A, finished at triple A, hit every step of the way. The only question was going to be, where does he play? And you just mentioned it. We found a second base spot. They sent Vaughn Grissom down about a week ago, and then it was a matter of, will it be Christian Campbell? Will it be David Hamilton? And so Christian Campbell didn't actually have that great of a spring training. He did play better, I thought, the last week or so. When I watched him, he was looking a little better. And so got the second base role. He also was in the lineup right away today. Got a hit. I think his was in the last at bat of the game. That was a wild game, but I saw some of that. And so got in there. They did pinch run him, I believe, at the end of the game for David Hamilton, who went on to score a run. So I think Cam Smith has a tighter grip on a spot than Christian Campbell, but I also think Christian Campbell has more upside because I think there's more speed there with Christian Campbell. So, and he plays second base, which is just automatically makes him more valuable because second's terrible. I've talked about it before. I do not like second. Yeah. So if you want to shoot for upside, Christian Campbell's got as much as anybody. Gonna spoiler alert tomorrow. I'm gonna release the waiver wire for Fantasy Six Pack, and both of those guys are on there. So
absolutely, that. Yeah. Yeah, is that coming out tomorrow, or did I schedule that for Saturday? I don't remember. I think I was going to give you like a day to like let things marinate and see what kind of fell. But obviously, those guys will be at the top of the list regardless. But yeah, so feel like I know you've got on the thing here injuries today. I didn't really hear of any. Knock on wood, right? Like I don't know.
I didn't see anything major today. I
didn't see anything.
Mike Trout got hit on the hand in the very first pitch of the season, which was just the most I was like, oh my goodness, don't tell me here we go. Do you have any Mike Trout shares?
No, I couldn't pull the trigger. He was there's so much value in that pick if he actually gives you 100, even 130, 135 games where he went, like he's going to return value. But man, just that gut wrenching feeling of like, I'm going to draft him and then he's going to go off to this like, fire red start. And then all of a sudden it's just going to be like, oh, by the way, he's going on the IL for like a quad injury. And then a week later it's going to be, he's going to be shut down. I don't know. Like this is what keeps happening to him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The soft tissue injuries are brutal. So that is a problem. The other injury, so Chad's got Liam Hendricks down there. He is on the injured list. That is true. Aroldis Chapman locked in, I think, to the closer role, although Justin Slayton got to say today. He'll talk about that. Tanner Bybee got scratched from his start late, which kind of sucked. But it wasn't
something like that.
It was he's got some gut issues. So I had him in a couple spots in like the short week leagues here. So Thursday to Sunday, I left him in, hoping that he's going to get in there by Sunday, because do I take Tanner Bybee out and play? I don't know who I have in that league, but someone who's essentially a backup, probably like Richard Fitz or something like that. I think it was a 15-team league. I took the chance on leaving Tanner Bybee in there, but who knows? Like, we hope his guts get better, but stomach stuff can take a while too. So
yeah, we'll see.
Mookie Betts does not look that small though. Speaking of cut guys.
All right, well, let's jump into the games here because we do got to rip through this show. For those of you who do not know already, you and me and hopefully AJ are going to be jumping on the pitcher list stream over there while they do their live stream, watching games, just talking baseball while we watch games. It's just going to be a good time. So you and me at least are jumping over there. Hopefully AJ feels better and can jump on with us. But I'm looking forward to doing that around 10 o'clock tonight for those late night games. All right. Start off here with some Brewers and Yankees. You're down in the Milwaukee Brewers shirt, the old school logo, which is no longer old school. I guess they brought it back. 4-2 Yankees. That just feels like a normal baseball game. Like, nothing special.
Well, Jackson Churio went 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts, becoming the third person ever with 5 Ks in the opening game. So that was awesome. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I remember you messaging me, and I was like, "Oh, Golden Sombrero." I did not realize he got the 5th.
Oh yeah, he got the 5th in the 9th inning with the tying run on second. Yeah, that was great.
Is there a name for that one?
Shit, I don't know. I don't know what you call it. Like, it's not good. Devin Williams came in, got the save against the Brewers, was very shaky through.
This is funny. Stop blaming Chipotle.
36 through 36 pitches. So we'll see. You're not going to see. They actually don't play tomorrow. So I would say otherwise you're not going to see Devin Williams tomorrow throwing 36 pitches in opening day, but they do not play tomorrow. Austin Wells with the leadoff home run from the catcher position, home run in all of one park because
I read something about he's like I didn't read the whole stat, unfortunately. I just kind of like glanced by it on Twitter, but he's the first like leadoff, the first catcher to bat leadoff for the Yankees on opening day, maybe ever.
Hit a home run, I think. It was going to hit a home run.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was all those things. So yeah, who knows? But the thing I took away from this game was you messaged me because we have Bryce Terang in Darf. He got on base with nobody in front of him, and he didn't run. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of disappointing. But I guess they figure he's got Churio right there, right in back. But of course, Churio had a bad game. I wonder, I kind of thought Terang would be a little higher up, but I mean, batting ninth is probably the next best spot for him to be able to steal more bases. But man, Churio batting in leadoff is probably going to hinder his chances of running unless he keeps going over 5.
I want to see what they do when it's not a lefty on the mound. Terang. So today the Yankees rolled out Rodon, who's a lefty. So Terang's a lefty. At times last summer, they almost platooned him at left.
I do remember toward the end of the year for sure. Yeah.
So I don't know who's starting for the
Yankees.
He
went 1 for 3, had an RBI, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, he's still
I really liked Freddie Peralta today against this Yankees lineup, which I know isn't quite like last year's Yankees lineup, but it's still pretty good, man. Went 5, had 8 Ks, only walked 1. That's pretty impressive to me. So he had a good outing despite getting saddled with the loss. Like, that's why wins and loss leagues suck, guys. Don't do it. Rodon was basically the exact same, just walked away with the win. So both pitchers had pretty nice outings. I think this is kind of the opposite from a lot of the pitchers that we're going to see today. Like, one of the things that you and I talked about was like a lot of the really good pitchers on this slate struggled.
Yeah.
So
we'll get to those.
Very interesting. So we will get to many of those. Anything else on this one before we move on?
Now we can jump to the next game.
So the next game is my team, the Orioles, versus the Blue Jays. And started off with a bang with Adley Rutschman hitting a bomb in the first inning. Came back around and hit another one later. So all those people that were worried about Adley Rutschman, I ain't worried no more. He's back. Like, I know it's just one game. I didn't reach on catcher. He was still going a little earlier. I basically settled for Wilson Contreras in almost every format. Just because he was going so late, and I think the value he will return is just crazy. To where there was always at least 1, maybe 2 people in my league that liked Adley enough that I was like, I'm good. I'll never pay up for catcher, but Adley looked like he was back, man. He was swinging like you're used to seeing him swing. But 6 total home runs from the Orioles today. Absolutely incredible. And speaking of the number 6, Tyler O'Neill. I had no idea about this until I saw the game. His 6th opening day home run in a row broke his own record last year of 5. So that's insane.
Wow.
The announcer was great line. Just Tyler O'Neill is inevitable. Like, yeah, it pretty much sums it up right there, especially on opening day. So Good stuff, man. Tyler Mullins actually had 2 bombs. Got caught stealing though, man. Whew. That was a bummer. I was like, "Go," because I've got him somewhere, and then damn, he got caught stealing. It was a hell of a throw though, man. Perfect.
Yeah, sure,
man. Alejandro Kirk got him. It was a really good throw.
I got Jordan Westbrook with the 6th home run, right? That's whenever we're in the drafts together, I always got Jordan Westbrook. I felt like whenever we did something together.
Yep.
So that was my guy.
Yes, you did. Yep.
Got a nice home run there.
But in the mock, he got one. Yeah, I mean,
lackluster day from the Blue Jays, though, huh?
Yeah, I mean, Vlad, fine. I mean, you'll take the 2 walks. He scored a run. Bichette, truthers, not, you don't like the stars over 4 is 1 game, but
that
hey,
one
man,
I'll claim to definitely a Bichette truther. So if I'm gonna take a small victory lap on one day on Jordan Westbrook, I gotta take a small L there on the first day of Bo Bichette.
Yeah. I can't buy back into him. I just don't like a lot of the underlying metrics from him. I haven't for a couple of years. Santander against his old team, 0 for 4. I mean, Zach Eflin, like of all pitchers, just basically shut him down. Wasn't like fantastic. Only 2 strikeouts, but that's not usually his game. He can strike out people, but usually when he starts striking out people, he struggles more. Like he allows more hits. It's just ball gets scattered all over the place. He was just control, pinpoint, like just getting people out. O's turned a bunch of double plays. It was great to see, man. And then the bullpen, which is one of the strengths of this team, for sure, because the starters are not. I know today was good, but it's gonna get bad. The bullpen shut him down, so that was good. That was good to see. Yeah, Berrios. Oof. You and I have Berrios in a league. That's
15-team leagues, though, man. Those are tough.
Yeah, I mean, he was like one of our last pitchers taken. It was kind of like, yeah, him.
You want to play You want to play matchups with. If you have him in a 12-team, like a standard league, play matchups with Jose Berrios, right? And Orioles are not a matchup I want to touch, but 15-team roto leagues, like. Yeah, I mean, if you're playing matchups with him in that league, then you have a stacked pitching staff. So
yeah, I mean, it was him or Erod versus the Cubs, and I was kind of like, it's 50-50. I don't know, and I kind of forgot about it, and then I was like, oh, the game started. I guess we're starting him. Whoops.
Yep.
I don't know if I would have actually switched it anyway. So moving on here, next game, Red Sox and Rangers. This is one of the games that was kind of wild. I did not get to follow this game. Kids started coming home, so missed a lot of this. What's your first thoughts on this one?
So all the Red Sox hitters that we've all talked about, Durant, Devers, Bregman, Casas, Story, combined for 1 hit. Jarren Duran got a single at the very end and stole a base. But the star, Willie or Abreu, 3 for 3 with a 2 home runs today. 2 home runs today.
Yes, he did.
Abreu was good last year. Like, I don't know if maybe we just overlooked him. I feel like the draft season, because I don't have any Willie or Abreu because I didn't know how he was going to play every day in this lineup.
I didn't really. Yeah, I didn't.
But if he's going to be in the lineup every day, I'm not, 20 home runs, 10 steals, something like that. I think that's doable. And I didn't look up any rostership or anything. He might be available in some deeper leagues with 5 outfielders. It's possible.
Yeah, I think so. We just had Jason Martinez on from Roster Resource. He's got him platooning right now in right field. Looks like it's platooning with Rob Refsnyder.
Yeah.
So
something to watch.
Why. So we'll have to see. And he's the lefty, so he bats against righties. I don't know who went out today. Crochet. So he is.
Well, Crochet was for Boston. They were against Nate Eovaldi.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They were against Nate Eovaldi in the revenge game, so he's a righty.
Yes. Yeah, he's a righty. Sorry, I don't know why I clicked it. So it's interesting. So like we just talked about the pitchers, right? So like Crochet, like I mean, fine. 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts. Like that's, dude. I mean, that's the thing. People were like, "Oh, he's gonna strike out like 280 people." Like, I don't know, man. He's not gonna be able to go, just rip it like he could when he knew he was only gonna go like 3 or 4 max. Like
it'll be better than that. I think it'll be better than that.
Sure.
But yeah, the like because he struck out, what was it, 40% or something in spring training? That was
insane.
Never gonna happen. There's never gonna happen in a
people looked at those numbers and just like drooled over him. And like I saw places where he was like SP number like I don't know. I saw places where like SP4.
Yeah, no.
He was high up there for me, but
Yeah.
it was a lot of like projections talking that way to kind of get me in the pointing in that direction. But man, I'm not gonna lie, like I was nervous about it. But I kept bumping, I kept trying to like find a way to move him down. He ended up at 5, I guess, last minute, just quick shuffling things around. He ended up at 5. So still really high up there. I don't know. I never pulled the trigger on him. Just because I just, we've never seen a full season of him as like a real starter. So like we still don't know. And I'm not willing to pay that kind of price on kind of an unknown. That's the way I draft. But Evaldi had 9 strikeouts. That's something else. Devers with the 3 strikeouts. That is,
the shoulder there, man.
The
I
shoulder,
don't know.
right? Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. That's going to be scary. Like we got to see him start to perform something. But if it's a slow start, are they just going to say, okay, well, the shoulder's not right. Here's take a 15-day IL stint. Let's see if we can do it. And is that going to be something that we watch all year? Tracking Devers early on in the season is going to be something to watch. The other thing I wanted to track with Boston was, okay, so who gets the saves? Because like Chad said, Liam Hendricks went on the injured list, and he'd been awful in spring training. So I was pretty much Team Chapman. Officially, Chapman gets the win, and Justin Slayton gets the save. But that's because the Red Sox scored 3 in the top of the 9th inning. So I still think Chapman's the closer on this team. I do think Justin Slayton's awesome.
They would have brought him in the 8th, like at all. Like I don't know,
tie game at home or tie game. You wanted to take advantage of it, right? Get his out.
We'll
get him
see.
Out there,
this one will probably be one to watch for a while. We got the closer chart over here that Dave Wickham manages for us, so keep an eye out on that. Phillies and Nationals. This game was very low scoring early on, and then it just opened up, man. Like the Phillies were a very popular stack. Mark Strasburg does the cheat sheet over here for Fantasy Six Pack, and he definitely recommended the Phillies as his favorite stack for the day. And yeah, I mean, Mackenzie Gore. Yeah, I mean, it's Ty Young bet looking good, man. Yeah, if you put bet money down on that, I mean, 6 innings, 1 hit, no walks, 13 strikeouts.
They said on the
Phillies lineup pretty damn good, dude.
Broadcast, it was one of the 3 starts ever with 13 Ks and no walks on opening day. It was like some guy I never heard of, Mackenzie Gore and Bob Gibson. So yeah, that's a pretty good company to be in. But Zach Wheeler, like, did just fine too. 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned, and 8 Ks. I mean, that's a pretty good start too. But first few innings, this is a just flying by pitchers duel. Romano came in, struggled, and the Nationals bullpen
imploded.
Man.
Imploded.
Bullpen.
I know people like Finnegan,
I just think he's going to get the save opportunities. He was the one who didn't give up a run, right? I don't think Finnegan gave up a run, but
he didn't. He did walk 2 and a lot of hits, so he had his own troubles. Kekering was a guy that I was snagging everywhere in holds leagues for sure. He got a hold today. Wasn't great. I mean, 2 hits, 1 strikeout, but hitting wise, interestingly enough, too bad AJ's not here, right? Run. His boy Alec Boehm had a good day, 2 for 5. He got ripped on the mock for that pick. He's still rightfully so, but good to see that happen. Harper hit a massive shot in this game.
Ohtani with a home run first off, and then
really?
Yep. Schwarber. So they actually did it, right? Trey Turner moves to the leadoff position, and Schwarber goes to cleanup. So for Schwarber, that should help the Ribbies, maybe at the expense of some of the runs scored, but had a home run today. It just happened to be of the solo variety, but I think that'll be probably a boon for both their values again, actually.
Hopefully. I mean, Turner went 0 for 4, so we'll see. But I mean, I think the better days ahead. Really nothing else to harp on here. We can move on. Next game on the docket here, Guardians and Royals. Oh, where have I got here? So Royals. Guardians win 7-4. Again, you talked about this one. Shane Bieber was Bibby. Bibby was
got scratched. Yep.
Bibby. I always say Bibby. I don't know why. Bibby was scratched. So they put in
Ben Lively.
Ben Lively, who did all right.
So.
For finding out, sounds like pretty late in the process. Was did pretty well there. All being told. Got something interesting else to talk about there for the pitching in just a second, but let's go through here. Pasquantino, despite the late spring injury, hits a bomb, 3 RBI. Like, I guess he's fine. Although they did DH him.
Who cares for fantasy, right? Like, I don't care if he DHs all year. You can play first for me all year. I don't care if he DHs for fantasy.
Well, so here's the thing with that, right? Is you think Melendez DHs, right? Pasquantino's plays first. Or, sorry. No. Sorry.
Melendez was in left today.
Yeah. But I'm thinking normally, what's the normal? I'm thinking of Pasquantino and like
Salvador Perez.
Does Perez catch? I thought he played more first than anything. Maybe
he catches and plays first. Depends how they want to rotate it. Like, he'll do both for him. And then
I thought
Melendez has not played much catcher lately. He's played left field
right.
most of last year too.
Yeah.
Chad with a question in the chat there. How much leash can Romano realistically have? Well, so he gave up a couple earned runs today. And
what are we talking about?
Chad in the chat there. How much leash can Romano? Romano being the closer for the Phillies. And like Joe said, I think Kirkring's the best pitcher in that bullpen. I think that's the case. So if you have him in a holds league, yes. And I do think if you have Romano and you can get Kirkring in a saves league, just in case for the first couple of weeks, I would do that. So, back to this game.
Save. I did. Yeah. But speaking of blown saves, the best closer in baseball, Clase, right? Blew his first opportunity today. 1 strikeout, 1 hit, 3 hits, allowed to earn a run. That's
I believe
not what you want to see.
Went hit. I think he had guys on first and second before he ever got an out too. He gave up a run and then he had 2 more guys on, and then he kind of buckled down and got it. But he had a bad spring. No one really talked about it. He had an ERA over 5.5 in spring training after remember, he was unbelievable last regular season, terrible in the playoffs last year, cost Cleveland, and then bad spring training. So look, he's got a long leash, but Cleveland has options galore. Cade Smith is one of the best relief pitchers in the game. Like Kirkering, Cade Smith, Griffin Jacks, those are the top relievers in the game, actually, probably, or right up there. So Cade Smith came in, pitched the 6, struck out 2. Look, I think he did it about 10 pitches. But Class A's got a long leash. But if he keeps struggling, it's not like they couldn't say take a while off here and try something else. But I think we're a ways away from that. For the Cleveland offense, Kyle Manzardo, kind of a former top prospect, only UTIL eligible, was a single away from the cycle. Triple, homer, double, got the walk.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, very good. 4 ribbies. I don't know. Because he's UTIL eligible, he might be a free agent in some leagues too. And
he probably is. And like, dude, guys that go to Cleveland, like, I mean, it's just weird, like what Francona can do over there, man. Like, he can make guys work. And so like I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he's batting 5th in that lineup. Like, in that lineup's pretty
good
nice.
Spot. That's a good spot.
So Bobby Witt 3 Ks today. Like, it's opening day. Like, it's just, you're gonna get a lot of weird stuff.
Can we talk the Royals bullpen situation for a second? So Cole Reagan's pitched okay. I thought okay, but nothing spectacular, nothing terrible. But the question was, okay, Ursig or Estevez? Well, Ursig came in to face Jose Ramirez in the 7th inning and pitched to 2 batters and got out of a kind of a jam that I forget who was in there that left him with it, but came in and pitched the 7th. And then Estevez was used more as the traditional closer in the 9th inning there. So if I'm handicapping it right now, it's like 70% Estevez to get the next save, and Ursig is going to operate as the dangerous time of the lineup type of guy, I think.
And you've got Harvey mixed in there too. He slotted in between them. I do think we're going to get a lot of that where they're going to use Harvey and Urseg to kind of be the, put out the fires, and then let Estevez come in and pitch the clean 9th, try to pitch, the clean 9th. That's been my bet pretty much since they pulled in Estevez. There's no reason to not, for them to make that move and then be like, oh yeah, you're our seventh inning guy. Like, okay, that would have been kind of weird, but we see this all the time where, like, you just talk about with Kirkering, the best guy sometimes doesn't become the closer. But fantasy wise, most leagues only are going to care about Estevez. So there you go.
Gotta have him.
Moving on here. Next game up, we got the Mets and the Astros.
Francisco Lindor, 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts, but did get a ribby, so he's in his typical April form. Just saying. I took Francisco Lindor in a lot of drafts that I did at the back end. I was fine with it, but I do realize he's a slow starter, so I'm not,
always
no worries, but it's just what you get out of him.
Yeah, it's a weird thing with him in our fantasy six pack. We call it the OG league. Has been around. It's like the original fantasy six pack league.
That's the one I joined.
The readers and some of the staff are in the league. I try to keep it mixed as much as possible. It's pretty fun that way. I had to pick. Of course, it's an OBP league, and this is what swung the pendulum for me. It was an OBP league, so it's Lindor versus Alvarez. And OBP leagues, man, Alvarez is like a near 400 OBP almost every year. So, like, those ratios mean a lot to me. I'll find steals later, and I think I did. So, in fact, I think in that league I ended up snatching up Birdie off the wire or something like that. So I'm gonna be able to get those as well. But yeah, I mean this game 3-1, nothing crazy here. Valdez looked good, man, and he had a very rocky last season. He was not the Valdez that I think we're used to seeing. Now, I mean, the strikeouts weren't really there but I don't think he's going to be like a high strikeout guy. I think those.
It's that power sinker that he is. I'm trying to pull it up to see how many ground balls he got. Because when he's on, it's not. You don't get the elite strikeouts like you're talking about there. What
but I mean, like, but even a couple of years ago, in the air. Yeah. I mean, but you're not. I don't even know if we're going to get like a 9 Ks per 9 with him. Last year, it dropped to 8.6 per 9. I wouldn't be shocked if it drops again. He needs to be a control pitcher. That's what's going to work for him. So,
and he eats innings. Like, you're going to get a lot of innings out of Framber Valdez. He will, like, kind of bludgeon his way to strikeout value, kind of. With the year Sandy
Alcantara, there you go.
Sandry won the Cy Young Award. He wasn't getting the big strikeouts either, but he pitched so many more innings. I'm not saying Framber Valdez will pitch 220 innings or whatever, but I'm guessing, I haven't gone through every box score, I'm guessing the 7 innings he pitched today was probably the most of anybody on the very first day of the season, because he's not going in, you said it, 4 strikeouts. You're not pitching deep into these games, but if you're getting people out early, you're not giving up any runs. I mean, you're getting wins on a pretty good Astros team. You're going to be pretty valuable for fantasy.
He also had 90 pitches in 7 innings. So, like, there you go. To where on the other side, Clay Holmes, that when he was announced as the opener for the Mets, I was like, holy cow. I mean, I forget what pod.
Yeah, who was with us that I think I was the only one who was sort of in on Clay Holmes.
And we were like, why is Clay Holmes getting all this love? Was it the one with Howard Bender with the ADP risers?
Yes.
Yeah, it must have been
because me and Howard disagreed on a lot of players.
Yeah. I would love to go play back that episode and take notes. Little scorecard.
Track it. Who's actually better, me or Howard?
Clay Holmes was like one of those, like, what are we doing? Like, why is he rising? Like, does he actually have a spot? And then, like, I guess he's got the 5th spot. Boom. And then he's the opening day, like, starter. And I was like, well, now I look stupid, but maybe not, because 4 2/3, 4 walks, 5 hits. Yeah, but I mean, like, 89 pitches in 4 2/3. Like, that's what's going to kill you if he can't control the ball. He's going to get killed. We saw that from a few other guys that we're going to get to here pretty soon. Yeah, I mean, the rest of this game was pretty ho-hum. Like, nothing crazy.
Hader was wild at the end of the game. He did get out of he put the very first 3 batters on. He did get out of it. It's got a couple of strikeouts at the end, but just another one to know. It was a scary day to have some closers, some pretty high end closers too. They were putting guys on, but Hader gets through it. So yeah, we can move on.
Yep. Next up, Giants and the Reds. There we go. Giants versus Reds. So we got a Logan Webb game versus Hunter Green. I feel like a pretty typical Hunter Green game, right? Like, I mean, lots of strikeouts. You kind of expect that even if he has a bad game. This was a pretty decent game for him. 5 innings. Only allowed the two runs, 3 hits. The 1 walk is pretty incredible from him. I feel like that's not something we usually see from him. On the other side, Logan Webb, 5 innings, 5 Ks, 3 walks, 6 hits. So that's something to keep looking out for here. The Reds offense is, they're pretty exciting in my opinion. You got Ellie Cruz obviously leading the way. Spencer Steer, a big surprise at the very end. Like, hey, by the way, he's not actually hurt. Like, what?
Yeah, that was shocking. That was shocking because
then he goes
2 days before. Yeah, well, that's another one. I was going to say this is also like Rafael Devers, where if it's a weekend and Spencer Steer is 1 for 20 with 12 strikeouts or something, then they're going to put him on the IL. Is what's going to happen.
Yeah,
so I will be tracking this.
So the projections all around have him around 116, 17 games. I manually bumped his projections up to 130.
Mm-hmm.
That's as high as I could go because I do worry that they're gonna, if he even if he does play well, he's going to sit a few games just to rest and kind of start getting back. He hasn't really played, right? So he's got to start getting used to it. He's only playing DH, so they're not going to rely on him for defense. But yeah, maybe if he starts struggling, it's going to be even worse. And yeah, he could just go right on the IL.
How about Gavin Lux playing left field, batting cleanup on the opening day lineup for the Cincinnati Reds? First off, left field, I never even knew that was a talk. It was always, okay, well, he might play third. Well, suddenly Christian Encarnacion steers out, right? So then Encarnacion Strand has to play first. And then I thought third was available. That's where they play Candelario. We've talked about how the Reds infield is just so hard to predict. And then today, Gavin Lux shifts to the outfield on us too and changes it up. So this would be something where
they really like him. They're going to find a way.
Oh yeah, and he had a hit. He had a walk too. I mean, that's good for him. That's awesome for Gavin Lux. I actually got Gavin Lux because he is still second base eligible in some places too. And like I've said many times, second base, I think he's going to get third base. If he can get outfield on top of it, now you're talking about an extremely valuable player who you got very late, probably in one of the best hitting parks in the game. Who's right now he's batting cleanup. Like if he stays cleanup, that's gold.
Yeah. Matt McClain went 0 for 5 today. Hopefully he can. He was a favorite of mine. Like I like his game. I'm hoping he can bounce back from that. And have a good year. On the other side,
favorite of mine, Elliot Ramos with the home run.
Right? Yeah, had a good day. I last second tweak of my rankings. By the way, I moved him up today for the Fantasy Pros contest. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna move him up a little
17 bit. So strikeouts by the Giants as a team. That is.
He had 3 himself.
I know. I was just looking at this total.
It's weird. I feel like they weren't a high strikeout team last year.
No,
they're not known for that. So that's weird. I wonder if they're just going to be more aggressive. Maybe that's going to be a thing.
Well, Willie Adames,
it might work for him. I mean,
team debut there. So
yeah. So
can we talk about the Reds closer situation quick too? Alexis Diaz went on the injured list.
Oh, right.
They went with Ian. Oh man, I don't even know how to say this. Is it Gibbo? Gibaut? Gibbo? And he gave up 4 earned runs, and I don't think he will get the next one here. So
Santillan,
that was the one I was going to go with. I think Tony Santillan until Alexis Diaz comes back.
There was something that I read as I was doing my final rankings tweak today for the contest, that the manager said very, very good things about Santillan, and that he's the most valuable arm in their bullpen. But it doesn't mean he's going to be the closer. And it was like,
Yeah.
That guy again. But man, if your other guys keep blowing it, you're going to be forced to use him there, right? Like that's the thing. So
we'll see. Another one to track, but I do not think Gibbo there is long for the role if he pitches like that.
No. So next up, we've got arguably, I don't know if it's arguably the best pitching matchup of the day on paper.
On paper. Yep.
Because it did not end up being that way. And that is the Braves and the Padres. We had a Chris Sale versus Michael King, two absolute studs at pitching last year. Chris Sale, huge bounce back year. Winning Cy Young, was just lights out good. Michael King, huge sleeper. We wrote the article about who's this year's Michael King, right? Who's going to be the guy that, was maybe once a bullpen arm that now becomes a front end starter and, can just be, locked down the top end of your rotation for your fantasy teams. Well, all in all, Chris Sale was okay.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. He was okay. This is a bump in the road for him. 3 earned runs, five innings, 7 Ks, 6 hits. Not his best outing by far. This is good Padres offense. So give him credit. Like that's
and he started. He gave up 2 of those runs right away. He kind of settled in a little bit. So Chris Sale's fine.
It looks really bad when
Michael King is going to be fine too. Like if you can buy Michael King even at 90 cents on the dollar, I would do that in a heartbeat. Like I'm not really concerned about Michael King. If you remember, he was pretty bad last April too. He was struggling with the walks. I remember because I was doing the drop list for us, and I think it was like the end of April. I almost put him on one. I did not, which looks good in hindsight. But I remember thinking like, is Michael King really going to be able to pull this off if he's walking this many guys? But he went out. Yeah, it was a tough day. The Braves are a tough lineup. He had a couple of hits, gave up too many walks. He'll get it back. I'm not really concerned about Michael King at all. Neither one of these guys. Right. They're both still aces.
Yeah, you're right. He had a 6.14 ERA in March, of course, the one start, but a 4.71 ERA in April. That was off of, it doesn't say how many games, but 28 innings. Yeah. We see it. I mean, we just talked about Lindor. Like, guys have these weird slow starts. They're just those players. It takes them a while to get into the groove. We'll see how it goes. The offense was looking pretty good for the Braves, but they didn't get it done, unfortunately. Austin Riley hit a bomb, so that's good to see. Alves hit a bomb in his return. Ozuna didn't do a whole lot, but in OBP leagues, that's why that's one of the reasons why I kept him, even though he had DH only. He was around like 17 keeper for me. I was like, I'll burn my utility slot for around 17 Ozuna, who's going to have a crazy high OBP, and will still hit 30 bombs, 35 bombs, 40 bombs. Like, we know it's coming. The other side, though, man, the Padres offense looked good.
How about this? Just running wild. That's the part about the Padres. 5 steals, 2 for Tatis, 2 for Machado. Now, I do believe both of those were backside of double steals and 1 for Bogarts. But Tatis, after the game, I know they interviewed him, and he said, I want to steal more this year. My leg feels good. Remember, he was hurt a lot of last year. So if we can get Fernando Tatis top of the lineup stealing 25 bases again, oh, yeah. That's impressive. That's what we want right there.
I mean, I started moving him up my rankings at the very end. I mean, he was always up there, but I started slowly moving him up. It just, man, I know that he's dangerous. He's risky because of the injuries that he's had, but man, the talent is so it's so good. Honestly, I don't know if I really want him to run more. It's one of those like Mike Trout started running more again last year, and then look what happened, right? It was just stop. Just be good at everything else. We're good. We're fine. Steal your 10 to 12 bags and we're fine. We don't need 25, 30 from you. We're good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not completely opposed to him not stealing, but hey, if you're going to do it, and if we can keep him healthy, that'd be amazing. But I could also be fine with him just take it easy out there, right? The Bryce Harper's got the early in his career where he would go so hard in the outfield and get injured. I think Fernando Tatis plays very hard.
He does.
And so we don't need him getting hurt. We want to see Fernando Tatis for 140 games. Jackson Merrill with a big hit, 4 RBIs. Good to see from him. The top of that Padres lineup is sick, and then it gets to the bottom, and you're like, who is this Brock Lockridge guy? And I'm like, I don't know who this dude is even. Like
and even
Brandon
got
Lockridge, sorry, sir.
replaced by Gavin Sheet.
Yeah, hit a home run.
That says a lot. Yeah, he did. I was going to say something else, but I'm blanking on it now. But we have a comment here. Not stoked to see Holmes used in relief.
Okay, I want to talk about that one for a second, because I also saw that and I thought, why is Grant Holmes pitching in relief? And then they were talking about that. I saw some things talked about that. They basically used his 1 inning of relief as, instead of him just throwing a bullpen, they said, okay, go out and pitch an inning of relief and you're still starter on Monday. So I am not.
Yeah, we've seen that before.
Start out of the Braves. The Braves will do that. They will use if it's a couple days off, because they're one of the teams that they don't have a day off till next Thursday right now, but they are still planning to use Grant Holmes on Monday as the starter. So you get a 2-start week out of him right away. Spoiler, another guy on my waiver wire. So yes, he is.
Your other question here, Ink the audio. Anywhere they had not made the rotation. No, I'm pretty like Corey's saying, he's made the rotation.
So their rotation should be Sale, Smith-Shawver, Grant Holmes. Who am I forgetting in the second and the third spot? Because that's the 4 and the 5. That's the spots that I've been worried about. I feel like 2 and 3 are obvious. Schwellenbach. And who was the other one?
Ronaldo Lopez.
Oh yeah, Ronaldo Lopez, reigning ERA leader. So those 5 are in there, and then Strider's back in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that.
2-3 weeks max, and
I
might go a
then
6-man
Grant
for a
Holmes
while.
might go to the bullpen.
They might go 6-man for a little while though.
But that's what I was going to say. Like
Sale and Lopez.
Sale's got injury stuff,
and
Grant Holmes has been in relief. Like Strider's got injury stuff going on, so they'll get through it. But I like Grant Holmes. I'm not worried about that yet.
Yeah, I agree. So speeding up here a little bit, we got a couple more. Angels.
Well, this one can go quick.
Yeah, Angels and White Sox. Nothing great. Although
I did see it's the first time that the White Sox have been above 500 since the first game of 2023.
So yeah, it's been a while. Interestingly enough, Sean Burke gets the win here. Look, nothing crazy, man. If you use him in DFS, like I think Mark recommended him as like a cheap option. He probably did you okay. He hit value, but only the 3 Ks. That's going to kill you in a DFS lineup. You need more from that. Like honestly, guys who don't win, give up 2 earned runs, but strike out like 8 or 9, do better than probably Sean Burke did, and I almost guarantee it. But it's great to see, man. He was really good last year, but had a rough spring. So it's good to see him do that. Although you wonder like how real is it? Because the Angels lineup is just outside of like Trout and Ward, like it's not good.
Break yourself up. Tell everybody what you did with Sean Burke. Pat yourself on the back. You told me you added him today.
Oh right, yeah. So funny. I only picked him up because I had Bybee today.
Oh, there you go.
And so I was like, I lost a start. I'm gonna just go out there, and I had a bunch of guys hit the DL today. Finally, IL today, and I was like, well, I got some open spots. Who's out there? I was like, oh, Burke's out there. Click. Yeah, sure. Why not? Throw him in there. Yeah, that works.
That works. We'll take that, right? Yeah, absolutely.
I will take the 0 ERA and the 0.5 WHIP on the day, and the quality appearance. Thank you, Fantrax. By the way, if you do not play on Fantrax, you should. It is the best place to play fantasy baseball, hands down, in my opinion. So, too late to move your league over there this season, but you can still draft over there. Find some friends, go draft. Good time. Yeah, this one's done. I'm over. Next game here, Pirates and Marlins. Our Discord posted the Marlins lineup today. It was a cool looking graphic, but then it was like worst lineup in baseball, and it was like, well, the top 2 are cool, but after that it's 50 feet of you know what. But they scored 5 runs today. 2 of them off of Paul Skeens, by the way.
That's pretty good.
I mean, that's pretty good to me.
There's going to be plenty of teams that don't score 2 off of him. I'll tell you that. So.
Exactly. So I don't think there's anything we're getting super excited about here with the Marlins still. I think they still are the Marlins. Like, nobody really cares. Edwards, fine. Stowers, got on base a bunch. Like, that's what you want to see. Unfortunately,
if you're in a deep enough league, players that are in the lineup matter, right? That's the thing. If you're in like an NL only league or something super deep, and Kyle Stowers is going to bat second for this team, then that's value. But otherwise, for most people, the only people in the Marlins lineup that matters are Xavier Edwards because of what he can do on the base pass, even though he didn't steal today, being on base 3 times. And I would say Otto Lopez. Those are probably the only 2 right now that are healthy that matter for fantasy.
Yeah, who's the against came from the Orioles last year. They traded to the Marlins last year. The third baseman. What was his name?
Jake Berger got traded away from the Marlins.
No. The Marlins traded 4 from the Orioles. I'm blanking on his name right now.
Oh, Connor Norby is hurt.
Yeah, Norby, he got hurt. He would be another one that I was like, he's rosterable in especially in leagues where you got corner infielder. But the Pirates. I mean, O'Neill Cruz goes 0 for 4. I mean, Alcantara really didn't do Alcantara things, oddly enough. Like, he struck out 7 in 4 2/3, 4 walks. I mean, first game back, though, like real game back. So,
I'm trying to find how many pitches he threw. Do you happen to have the number?
91.
That's pretty good, actually. That's not efficient.
Not good for 4 2/3. But
no, it's not efficient, but it's good to see that he had 91 pitches in him. That's promising.
Our Mr. Boring, another talk for from Howard Bender.
2 ribbies and a steal. 1 for 4, 2 ribbies and a steal. I'll take that.
I'll take it all day.
Absolutely,
400 OBP. Give me that all day.
Yep.
Don't have a lot of notes for these because they ended a little later, but Twins and Cardinals. Oh, what? Sorry.
For the Pirates, so David Bednar was terrible last year.
Oh.
Was terrible in spring training, and then he went out and lost this game. Didn't get anybody out. Walked 1, gave up 2 hits, and had an earned run.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Holderman. So the problem is the save, but
there's problem is I said there's no one else to replace him. If they had even a decent option, I think at this point we'd have to be getting close to them thinking about going to someone. But Holderman is okay, but like you just said, you gave up an earned run today, so I think 2. Bednar keeps going. Oh, 2. Okay, so I think Bednar keeps going for a while, but it ain't good. If I had David Bednar, I'd be terrified right now.
You have that fun infinity ERA from Bednar right now, which is fun to look at. So, Cardinals. Here's something I want to talk about. This is something I did at the very end of our draft at Fantasy 6-Pack OG League. Of course, I was missing 5 picks in the middle of the draft because I traded a bunch of them, and I'm just taking anybody who had like any inkling of upside that was going to like outplay his value. Lars Nootbaar. There was like a hint that he was going to be the leadoff guy. Boom, he does it. Hits a home run, 2 runs, 2 RBI today. Didn't steal, but he's got stolen base potential. He was really good last year, especially on base percentage wise. So when I saw that being a possibility, I was like, yeah, I'm going for it because obviously we're in OBP league. I mean, it's 342 OBP, 367 the year before, 340. It was just a matter of him getting enough like good at bats in good situations in that lineup. And in the years past, he's always been near the bottom, injured, that kind of thing. So, maybe it's just going to be short lived with him. But that was something that I was like, man. And then I saw him do what he did today, and it was awesome. Arenado also had a home run. So there you go. Maybe Arenado's loving life a little right now.
Off of Griffin Jacks, who I'd earlier said I think he's one of the best relievers in the game, and that's who Arenado got. But yeah, I think Arenado's going to be in that lineup every day too. So, and he's going to back lineup every day. He's still there. As long as he's there, he's going to play. So yeah, I think if you have him, you know what to expect. Nootbaar, I agree. Nootbaar is just another one. As long as he's healthy, you play Lars Nootbaar. I think he's good. Yeah. But he has some injury.
Well, and the fact that they picked him over Mason Wynn, who was a hot commodity in the off season, and I understood why. Like, very talented player, has produced a lot, but he struggled in the spring, and it was just kind of like, well, we're gonna give it to Nootbaar right now because the OBP is there, and Moneyball teaches anything. Got to get on base when you're up top, man. That's going to be key. Over here for the Twins, first thing that jumps out to me is Pablo Lopez just
a middling game.
Just doing Pablo Lopez things, man. Like, we know he's so much better than this. He irritates me. Like, when these games happen with him, it's just like, if we get on the pitcher list broadcast tonight, I want to ask Nick about Pablo Lopez, what his real opinion of him is. Like,
why is he not better?
I know, like,
better. That's the question.
We've seen like stretches of him where he's like easily one of the best pitchers of baseball, and then he does stuff like this today, where it's like wasn't horrible, but you're like, man, 8 hits.
You got outpitched by Sonny Gray, right? Like, I mean, you got outpitched by Sonny Gray in this game. They both were pretty middling, but Pablo Lopez gave up more hits. I
know, but only the 3 strikeouts too. Like that's brutal. So you don't like to see that. Wallner batting leadoff right now. I know he's platoon guy, but it's interesting that he bat leadoff.
He can walk, so he's more of an OBP guy too. But yeah, he's never gonna play against the lefty, and he's gonna strike out a ton. So there's always pressure on the batting average. But I think I said it in one of the articles or something that Matt Wallner, if Matt Wallner plays and stays healthy and plays 130 games, Matt Wallner can hit 30 home runs. That is right, well within the range of possibilities with that.
This is weird that you would bat him lead off though. Like I would have thought he would be like 3, 4. I thought he'd be your cleanup guy.
They have such a strange lineup. Like, who do you bat lead off?
Not very. It's just not good.
Not good. It's a very odd lineup. I find our guy Harrison Bader with a home run. I don't think we started him. We have him in the Earth League.
Do we?
I don't believe we.
That must have been one of your picks. I remember picking.
And he's delivering already.
It's fine. No, I'm not going to give you crap for it. I don't remember we had him.
Man, that's okay.
I've got a lot of teams, not as many as you, but I've got a lot of teams that I kind of was like, yeah, lineups looks good. Let's move on. Speaking of moving on, let's go to this. The game that is ongoing right now. Oh, it literally just finished. Oh, perfect timing, man!
Just finished.
I mean, we planned that. What are you talking about?
Because it just finished. I want to start this one. We are now at 3 wins for the Dodgers, 3-0, and we have now had 3 different players get a save. Tanner Scott game 1, Alex Vesia game 2, and Blake Trinan just closed this game out with Vesia pitching the 7th and Tanner Scott pitching the 8th. This is going to be so incredibly irritating. I think all year. I still think Tanner Scott leads this, but it is going to be unbelievably frustrating. Kirby Yates didn't even pitch today. Any thoughts?
Do I tell David to put a 5-man closer committee on the front column and just leave the rest of the columns holds and setup guys like blank? Because like literally, what do you do here?
Yeah, I don't know.
We kind of talked about this like one of the first shows of the all season, right? Is that like what the hell do they do with all these bullpen guys? And they're just gonna mix and match all year long. And it's like we took Scott and Darf pretty. I mean, it was late for a closer, like his talent and on that team, right? We knew the risk, but like after him, it was like, well, who else? Like there's nobody else that's going to be even nearly as talented and going to get as many opportunities as him. And maybe he won't get as many opportunities as we thought, unfortunately. That's going to be brutal. Speaking of other like top-notch pitchers, second best, maybe the actual best pitching matchup of the day, Skubal versus Snell. Honestly, neither one did all that good. Snell only 2 Ks in 5 innings.
I was watching that game. It was on ESPN
4
later
walks.
Tonight. He was wild as could be. That was the most Blake Snell games, except for usually he has about 6 strikeouts added on top of the walks. He just didn't get those. Yeah. But he was incredibly
it's not
wild.
July and August yet. He's not good yet.
That's right. He hasn't dialed in yet.
Skubal, 2 Ks, 4 earned runs, 6 hits in 5 innings. 2 home runs.
He pitched much better than I feel like he pitched better than that line, but he gave up a home run early to Tommy Edman, and then he had a couple. I mean, the 5th inning, he gave up a couple of blue pits or something. I don't remember exactly how, but and then with 2 outs, Teoscar Hernandez hit a home run off of him that gave him the 4 earned. So
yeah, I mean that Dodgers lineup is so hard to.
It's going to be tough to start anybody against the Dodgers. Like I don't know. I started Scooble. The league I started Scooble. I started Scooble against the Dodgers. It's okay. I'm not upset with it, but any
you can't sit Scooble. Scooble's like one of those. Yeah.
Any not complete ace, you can't.
Absolutely not.
Jack Flaherty tomorrow is borderline to me, and I think Flaherty's pretty good. And I probably, if I had better options, I would not want to start Jack Flaherty.
I agree. Two quick things, and then I think we're done because the rest of the games are tonight, and you and I are going to be talking about them on the Pitcher List show. So want to get to those then. But Mookie Betts played and had a hit, had a run, and a walk. I'll take it. For a guy who just lost 25 pounds over the last 2 weeks, that's pretty damn good. I will take that all day. He got through the game, it sounds like. So I'll do that. And then your boy, who you've been kind of touting late in the spring here, Spencer Torkelson. Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. 4 walks. Runs. Thank you, Blake Snell, for walking constantly.
Holy cow.
And then I think he's the one who hit the home run against Tanner Scott late. So once he had such a good spring, and they because afterwards they didn't really want to keep him for all intents and purposes. It seemed like they were kind of ready to move on from Spencer Torkelson, but he forced their hand, and that's a good starting point to staying in the lineup. So I'm liking that. I have a lot of Spencer Torkelson.
And Colt Keith going over 5 helps that cause because Tork, from everything I read, was playing pretty phenomenal defense in the spring too. So you like to hear that. All right, we're closing out the show here. Inked Audio. I know this is an old comment, but we use Quality Appearance 3 for our Dynasty League. That is what we use for the Fantasy Six-Pack series. If you're not in that, man, jump in on that. Hit me up on Twitter or something. I'll make sure you get in on it next year. I have moved all of my leagues to Quality Appearance 3. It's a slight variation to Quality Starts. It only requires 5 innings to kind of get there. And it's only on Fantrax. They're the only place that does it. And the reason why I like it is we have so many pitchers now who can't get to 5 innings. And the reason why we went from wins to Quality Starts back in the day, we loved it, was because, wins suck, right? They're unpredictable. They're not really pitcher dependent a lot of times. And therefore, Quality Starts was the next best alternative. Well, but it requires 6 innings. 7-8 years ago, when pitchers were going 6 innings a lot more, that was fine. Now they're not. Now it's, get to 4 2/3, 5, and then you're out. But 5 and 2. How many pitchers have you gotten to 5 2/3? They get pulled, and boom, they don't get the Quality Start. How pissed do you get?
I am trying to figure out how many actual true Quality Starts there were today. I believe there are 6 Quality Starts today.
It's pretty good out of
whatever game. How many games have there done so far?
Well, so there's 9 games, so 18 pitchers, but 2 haven't played. So 6 out of blah, blah, blah. I can't do my math right now. But anyway, not bad. Yeah, but Quality Appearance, in my opinion, is way better, and you can only use it on Fantrax. So, guys, that's another huge reason to go to Fantrax. And all of this stuff is free. So, you just got to go to Fantrax and just move your league there, and just make your life a lot more fun with baseball, fantasy baseball. It's supposed to be fun, right? That's why we're here. That's all I got. Great day of opening day baseball. Sad I didn't get to actually watch more of it because it didn't start till 3 today, which was weird.
I told you that a couple days ago. I texted you why is this going on?
I realized it and was like, wait, what? I'm used to baseball all day, but the games didn't start till 3. Kids start rolling home at 3:30. I'm kind of done. I started I kept peeking at my phone and as much as I could and watching highlights, and
you got family stuff.
It kind of sucks, man. So hopefully they can get back to getting some baseball early on, earlier in the day, those 12:30, 1 o'clock starts. That would be awesome. That's what opening day is about, man. It's like an all-day marathon. But that being said, all-day marathons, you and I are closing out here. We will see you all next week. topics are to be determined. We will see what happens. The season determines our topics. So we're gonna be trying to bring in guests as we go, but jump over to the Pitcher List stream. If you don't know the link, jump on Pitcher List at Pitcher List on Twitter, and I think he's over on Blue Sky as well. They got the link. So join us over there. We'll be there probably in about 5-10 minutes, I'm guessing, to start talking these Cubs and D-backs, Athletics and Mariners games. Just hanging out and having fun.
Baseball.
Yep. And that's all I got. And gotta set the outro music, the right one. So let me make sure I do it. Why isn't I set, Mike? All right. See y'all later.
See you next week.